Slow like someone leaning in to whisper a secret that could change your life. She thought she was alone in her marriage. She was not. She thought the dreams were just her mind playing tricks. They were not. She thought the 4 children she woke up too tired to explain were just stress and bad sleep. They were not. For 37 years, a woman lived a double life. One she chose in the daylight, and one that was chosen for her at a riverbank before she ever took her first breath. And the scariest part. It all started with a piece of kolanut. Welcome to Ancestral Echo by Pbrand. Please subscribe and give a thumbs up, it means the world to us. In a quiet village in the heart of the East, the kind of village where the morning mist sits low on the ground like it is afraid to rise, there lived a woman named Mama Chisholm. We meet her young. Very young. 24 years old. Heavily pregnant. Her belly was round and full like the moon in Harmattan season. She was maybe 2 or 3 weeks from delivery. Moving slow. Breathing deep. Glowing with that mix of tired and radiant only pregnancy can give. It was a Tuesday afternoon. She had a basin of dirty clothes balanced on her head. Her husband Namdi Zagboda. Her wrappers. Towels. She was walking the familiar path down to the river to wash. This was normal. This was life. She had done it 100 times. But halfway down the path, she saw him. An old man. He was sitting on a stone by the roadside, like he had been placed there on purpose. White wrapper. White hair. White eyebrows. Not aggressive. Not threatening. Just still. The kind of still that should have been a warning. He was biting into a fresh kolanut, the good kind, the kind that smells like earth and ceremony. The scent hit Mama Chisholm hard. If you have never been pregnant, you will not understand what pregnancy cravings do to a woman's brain. That craving is not a want. It is a command. Her mouth watered. Her feet slowed. Her whole body turned toward the old man like a plant turning toward the sun. She greeted him respectfully. He smiled. Warm. Easy. Like a grandfather with all the time in the world. And before she could stop herself, she heard herself asking. Papa, I beg, just a small piece of that kolanut. This pregnancy is doing me. Somehow. I dey crave am die. The old man laughed. Deep. Rolling. Not wicked. Not threatening. Just amused. Then he said it. Of course, my daughter. I will give you. But promise me, the child in your womb, when she grows, she will be mine. She will marry me. Mama Chisholm blinked. Then she laughed. She laughed because what else do you do when an old man by the roadside says something like that? She thought it was village humor. Elder teasing. Okay, Papa. Jesus. She said it still laughing, already reaching for the kolanut. He broke off a piece and placed it in her hand. His fingers were cold. Cold like river water in December. She noticed it, but she did not hold it in her mind. She chewed the kolanut and continued her walk, relieved. The old man watched her go. And he smiled. Not the warm smile from before. A different smile. The smile of someone who had just gotten exactly what he came for. The elders say a word spoken in jest to a spirit is a vow written in blood. 3 weeks later, Mama Chisholm delivered a baby girl. They named her Adis. Ada for short. Ada was stunning. There is no softer word for it. From childhood, people stopped just to look at her. Not in a creepy way. In the way you pause when you see a sunset doing too much. By secondary school, boys were already writing her love letters. After school, she moved to Lagos. Because everybody eventually moves to Lagos. Lagos embraced her. She got a good job at a marketing firm. Rented a neat self-contained in Suralia. She was focused. Grinding. building her life. But the men never stayed. Not because she was difficult. Not because she was not wife material. She cooked. She was loyal. She had her own money. She was the full package. Still, every relationship hit a wall nobody could explain. One man, Rotemai, a fine engineer with good character, dated her for 11 months. His family had started introduction talks. Then one morning he woke up and told her, with confused eyes, that something felt wrong when he was around her. Not wrong like she did anything. Wrong like the air around her was heavy. Like breathing near her took effort. He left. He cried while leaving. He did not understand it himself. Another man, Sigan, started losing weight 3 weeks after they started dating. No medical explanation. His mother took him from hospital to prophet to herbalist. The herbalist looked into his shell and said 3 words. Leave that girl. He left the next day. Ada told her friends it was bad luck. Her friends told her she needed to stop choosing the wrong men. She laughed and kept moving. But at night, the real story showed itself. Since childhood, Ada had the same dream. She would be standing in a white dress. Not a wedding dress. Something older. Something traditional. Beside her was an old man in white, holding her hand and smiling like she belonged to him. She always woke unsettled and brushed it off. But the dream kept coming back. Again. 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 When she turned 18, the dreams changed. She started waking up exhausted in ways sleep could not explain. Her body tired in places she could not name. Sometimes she noticed the bed sheets disturbed on the other side. Like someone had been there. She told nobody. She called it stress. At 25, Mama Chisholm, now older and carrying the quiet weight of many years, started talking in her sleep. Ada visited one weekend. In the middle of the night, she heard her mother whispering in fear from the other room. Leave her. You cannot have her. Leave my daughter alone. Ada stood frozen in the doorway, her blood cold. She never asked her mother what she was dreaming about. But she knew. Somewhere deep inside, she had always known. What is done in secret under the sun will cry out loud under the moon. Here is the part that sits heavy. Ada was not a bad person. She was not rebellious. She was not careless. She was born into a debt she never signed. By 25, the elder said she had 4 children in the spirit realm. Children she would never hold. Never name. A life being lived somewhere else that was draining the one she was trying to build here. She had a spirit husband who visited her in her sleep. One who marked every man that came close as an intruder. One who had waited patiently because he had all the time in the world. And the person who handed her over to this. Her own mother. Not out of wickedness. Out of ignorance. The child is not punished for the parent's mistake, but she carries it in her body all the same. Ada was 37 when everything changed. She was on a downfall, packed and hot like always. The conductor shouting destinations. She was heading to the island for a meeting, purse on her lap, tired eyes, just another day. When she reached her stop and looked into her purse, her wallet was gone. Pickpocket. She started apologizing when a soft voice beside her said it had been paid. An old woman. Small. Quiet. Grey dress. White headscarf. They got down at the same stop. As Ada turned to leave, the woman touched her arm. My daughter. Ada turned. The woman's eyes were deep. Not frightening. Just deep. Like a well with no bottom. She spoke softly. I see something around you. Something tall. Something old. Something that believes it owns you. Ada could not breathe. It has been with you since before you were born. It is angry because you are getting older. It knows if you find God fully, it will lose you. The street stayed loud. Cars, generators, hawkers. But between them, everything went still. The woman introduced herself later as Mama Busy, a prophetess of 50 years. She had seen this before. She took Ada to her church that Sunday. The service started normal. Worship. Prayer. Then Mama Busy called Ada forward and laid hands on her. Ada's voice changed. Deep. Hoarse. Male. She is mine. She was given to me. Her mother gave her to me. I have 4 children with her. She cannot leave. The church went cold. People stepped back. Someone fainted. The Bible fell. Mama Busy did not move. Whatever covenant was made in ignorance, the blood of Jesus breaks it now. Ada's body was thrown to the floor. She convulsed. The spirit fought hard. 37 years is not a short stay. For 45 minutes, the church prayed and commanded. Then silence. Ada lay still. Then she breathed. A clean breath. Like someone breaking the surface after drowning. She opened her eyes. Clear. Present. She sobbed. Not from pain. From relief. Deliverance is not always quiet. Sometimes freedom sounds like war. Within a year, everything changed. The exhaustion vanished. The dream stopped. The heaviness lifted. A man named Chidi met her at a friend's birthday dinner. Calm. Steady. God-fearing. No strange sickness. No sudden distance. He stayed. He proposed with a ring and a prayer. They married on a Saturday. Mama Chisholm danced at the wedding with tears streaming down her face. Not of sorrow. Of healing. It is never too late to break what was broken, but you must be willing to go to the root. This story is not just about spirits and rivers. It is about covenants made in ignorance. Patterns that look like bad luck until someone digs. Sometimes it is not you. Sometimes it was attached to you before you were even you. And this is the truth that ends it all. No covenant made in ignorance is stronger than a God who knew you before you were born. And nothing, no matter how old, can hold what heaven has decided to set free.
Thanks for watching and please subscribe for more interesting stories like this.